Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Kody Brown sparks fury after choosing sports car over child support. In the ever-evolving saga of the sister wives clan, few headlines have sparked as much outrage, debate, and sheer disbelief as the recent uproar surrounding Kody Brown allegedly prioritizing the purchase of a flashy sports car over fulfilling his responsibilities to his children, particularly when it comes to child support. A decision that has ignited fury across fan bases, family circles, and social media platforms alike, because while longtime viewers have become accustomed to Kody's questionable financial decisions, polarizing favoritism, and inconsistent fathering style, this latest revelation seems to represent a deeper unraveling of his priorities, one that symbolically exposes his alleged neglect of paternal duty in favor of material gratification, further fracturing the already fragile perception of him as a patriarch, a husband, and most importantly, a father. For years, fans have watched the deterioration of Kody's plural family empire, from the days in Lehi, Utah when the family appeared to project an image of unity and togetherness, to the Las Vegas relocation where financial tensions began surfacing alongside his growing favoritism toward Robyn, and ultimately to the controversial Flagstaff move that cemented the fractures between wives and children. And while disagreements over land on Coyote Pass and messy separations from Christine, Janelle, and Mary have all dominated headlines, this alleged sports car purchase has struck an even deeper chord because it is no longer simply about marital discord, property disputes, or reality TV drama. It is about the perception that Kody has chosen ego, vanity, and personal pleasure over the financial stability and emotional well-being of his children, many of whom have publicly expressed disappointment, hurt, and disillusionment with their father's behavior. Reports began circulating after a fan spotted Kody behind the wheel of what appeared to be a new luxury sports car in Flagstaff, sparking speculation about whether he had indeed splurged on the vehicle at a time when several of his children, particularly those estranged from him, were allegedly struggling without adequate support. And while the details of financial arrangements between Kody and his ex-wives remain complicated, given that Christine, Janelle, and Mary are now living independently, critics argue that appearances matter, and to flaunt an expensive vehicle in the midst of fractured relationships and accusations of neglect is at best tone-deaf and at worst a glaring symbol of misplaced priorities. Fans on social media wasted no time unleashing their fury, with one Reddit commenter writing that it was the ultimate slap in the face to children like Garrison, who had spoken openly about feeling abandoned by Kody, while others pointed to the irony of Kody preaching about family values and spiritual leadership for years, only to seemingly reduce his paternal role to the occasional performance for cameras when it suits him. The symbolism of the car itself has become central to the outrage. In the eyes of many, it represents speed, freedom, indulgence, and self-centeredness, all qualities that critics believe mirror Kody's behavior in recent years, as he has seemed increasingly concerned with defending his ego, protecting his relationship with Robyn, and preserving his image rather than taking responsibility for the children he fathered across 4 marriages. The fury is compounded by the stark contrast between Kody's alleged spending and the situations faced by his ex-wives. Christine has spoken about working hard to build a life with David Woolley while balancing her role as a mother. Janelle has revealed financial struggles as she transitioned away from Kody and dealt with the sale of Coyote Pass parcels, and Mary, though independent, has also been focused on running her bed and breakfast amid rumors of financial instability, and fans cannot help but contrast these women's resilience and dedication with Kody's seemingly self-indulgent choices. At the heart of the controversy lies the question of child support, not just in legal terms but in moral and emotional responsibility. Because while the exact legal requirements of Kody's obligations remain private, the broader issue is whether a father of 18 children should be flaunting personal luxuries while so many of his relationships with his kids remain fractured, unresolved, and even hostile, as seen in the heartbreaking fallout with sons like Gabe and Garrison, who openly criticized their father's lack of presence and empathy during the COVID-19 pandemic. The car becomes more than just a vehicle. It becomes a metaphor for escape, for speed, for running away from problems rather than addressing them, and critics argue that this is precisely what Kody has done for years, driving away from responsibilities and into the arms of self-preservation, even if it comes at the cost of his children's trust. Television analysts and family therapists weighing in on the scandal have noted that the outrage is not merely about one purchase, but about years of accumulated resentment among viewers who have watched Kody dismiss, belittle, or emotionally neglect children from marriages outside of Robyn's household, with some even suggesting that his choices reflect a deeper psychological need to assert control or reclaim a sense of masculinity after the collapse of his plural marriage empire, and the sports car serves as a potent symbol of midlife crisis indulgence rather than paternal devotion. Meanwhile, supporters of Kody argue that the outrage may be exaggerated, pointing out that he has the right to spend his money as he sees fit, particularly if formal obligations to his children are being met. But even this defense has been met with scorn by fans who argue that fatherhood is not just about meeting the bare minimum of financial obligation, but about showing up, being present, and modeling humility and sacrifice, values that seem absent in the image of Kody cruising through Flagstaff in a shiny car while fractured relationships with his kids remain unresolved. The broader fallout from this controversy has even sparked speculation about the future of Sister Wives itself, as fans question whether Kody's continued alienation from his family, coupled with increasingly scandalous headlines, will make the show unwatchable or unsustainable, because while drama has always fueled the series, the core appeal was once the depiction of a large family navigating challenges together, whereas now it has devolved into the spectacle of one man's implosion, with the children themselves bearing the emotional burden. For Christine and Janelle, the scandal has provided further justification for their decisions to walk away from Kody, with Christine in particular seemingly thriving in her new marriage, often posting joyful photos that stand in stark contrast to the chaos surrounding her ex, and Janelle focusing on health, wellness, and new beginnings rather than dwelling on Kody's antics, while Meri has also distanced herself, underscoring the extent to which Kody's choices have left him isolated except for Robyn, whose loyalty to him has only further cemented her role as both ally and enabler in the eyes of critics. Ultimately, the outrage over the sports car is not about envy or jealousy, it is about what it symbolizes. The idea that Kody has abandoned the very principles of fatherhood, selflessness, and stewardship that he once claimed to uphold, replacing them with a shallow display of wealth and ego that alienates his children, alienates fans, and cements his reputation as a man who chose himself over his family. And as social media continues to erupt with fury, the broader cultural lesson becomes clear. When you are a father of 18 children, every decision is scrutinized, every choice reflects on your priorities. And in the eyes of the world, a sports car parked in your driveway is not just a car, it is a symbol of what you left behind in the rearview mirror. Kody Brown, the patriarch of the once beloved TLC family from Sister Wives, this is not fiction but a stark reality that has ignited a firestorm of rightful public fury, cementing his transformation from a quirky, polygamous pioneer into a symbol of narcissistic neglect and staggering parental failure. This single act is not an isolated misstep but the exclamation point on a years-long sentence of financial and emotional mismanagement, a blatant testament to where his true priorities lie, not with the well-being of his sprawling brood, but with the hollow validation of status symbols and the desperate preservation of a crumbling ego. The controversy erupted when reports surfaced that Kody Brown had purchased a brand-new, high-performance sports car, an Audi R8, a vehicle with a price tag comfortably soaring into the mid-$100,000s. This acquisition occurred against a deeply troubling backdrop, a protracted and ugly legal battle with his first legal wife, Janelle Brown, over unpaid child support for their minor daughter, Savannah. Court documents revealed a man vehemently resisting his financial duties, with his legal team arguing that he had no income and was effectively destitute, unable to meet his obligations. The cognitive dissonance required to present oneself as penniless in a court of law while simultaneously flashing the keys to a vehicle that represents the pinnacle of automotive luxury is not merely audacious, it is a breathtaking display of arrogance and a fundamental disregard for the very institution of justice. It paints a picture of a man who believes the rules of